It's Jill and it's Michaela.
It's your boy Michaela.
It's your girl Jill. And we're here to tell you about the most painful sports injuries.
Ah, ouchie.
Yeah, ooh, this looks like a bad one.
That's literally disgusting.
Number 5.
That would be a severed carotid artery.
It's your neck, right?
Yeah, that's like right there. You could like bleed out and stuff.
Yeah, that's really dangerous.
pretty bad.
The carotid artery is responsible for taking the fresh blood from the brain to the rest of your body.
This injury is highly unlikely, but it has happened. So, a hockey goalie was doing his thing, blocking that puck. His carotid artery was slashed by another player. He gone. Thankfully, a fast-acting team trainer got out on that ice rink. He saved his life. 300 stitches later, homeboy's alive.
Fourth most painful sports injury is a broken femur. That's right here.
I'll tell you why it's pretty dangerous.
Hold on, no, let me tell you why it's pretty dangerous. Well, Michaela, since you asked, it is really dangerous to break your femur, and it is life-threatening because it is so close to your femoral artery.
Ugh.
And, well, because your femur is the biggest bone in your body, it would be pretty hard to break, so whatever accident you got in, probably got some other things wrong with you. For example, if you got in a car accident, that could break your femur.
And a couple years back, E.J. Henderson, a Cardinals football player, he broke his femur out on the field, and he was just sitting there, his femur split in half like so.
Now, was that an open break?
It was not.
That is good. Because, you know, that could be exposed to disease.
Especially on a filthy football field.
You know, sweating. Gross.
Ugh.
Speaking of gross boy injuries, what is the number 3 most painful injury, Michaela?
Number 3 would be the ruptured testicle.
And let me tell you, Michaela, it is every bit as horrible as it sounds.
Tell me more.
And I'm going to read this one straight off the paper. A ruptured testicle often leads to the affected nut being removed.
Slice. Well, you know, allegedly, this injury is pretty common in Australia with those Aussies, probably some, that kangaroo jacks. Just
Specifically, when a testicle is ruptured, it's because the tough skin around it is torn. The more you know. And the second most painful sports injury is a dislocated hip, which, as you may know, happened to Peter Whiting just last year.
You know, I was just gonna bring that up, Jill.
Always one step ahead of you, Michaela.
Oh, you're right. So, you would think, why does this happen to young people? Wouldn't a dislocated hip happen to, like, an old person? Like, my grandma? Well, it did, but that's besides the point.
It could happen to anyone. You guys are all at risk.
You're not wrong, Jill.
Thank you, Michaela.
If it's rotated enough, it can just pop right out of its socket, like, she gone.
They're all gone. And due to the size of the bone, it could take hours before it resets into place.
Hours?
Hours.
Wow. I'm gonna read this straight from the page.
This is internet.
Some say the only thing more excruciating is a stray testicle being wedged between femur and pelvis when the joint is popped back together. Sounds like that could lead to a ruptured testicle.
You know what? I think you might be right, Michaela.
I think I am right.
And lastly, the number 1 most painful sports injury is burning alive, most likely in a race car.
So, why is that the most painful injury when you're not supposed to feel 3rd-degree burns?
Well, Michaela, I'm glad you asked that. Since you're burning, you're not just a 3rd-degree burn all at once. You gotta go through all of the layers.
Ooh.
All over your body.
Ow.
Every nerve in your body
Hot, hot, hot.
is being burned.
Occasionally, a burn victim from race cars steps out of that racetrack alive.
Unfortunately, there is a lot of fatalities caused by this.
So, drive your car fast, but if you do it on a racetrack, you might get burned.
Be careful, Elijah Whitney, with that new race car of yours. Got your license yesterday. Drive safe.
Skirt, skirt.
Skirt, skirt. This is Jill and Michaela signing off.
Deuces.